very like within days of you being healed to full. Just shooting the shit with the Russ Kenneken, who's kind of helping get you guys settled. He finds you're, into shock boxing, and you've done it, not professionally, but you've like competed for the planetary militia, like the Army Navy games, I guess. Like you've had a few fights,
Right.
and that you were thinking of getting involved. And he's like, "So, are you like any level of good?"
Yeah, somewhat. Part of the background was that I had been in the junior leagues when I was younger.
Okay.
But that's been so long now.
Right.
But yeah, I like to think that I can hold my own. I don't remember what that Yazarian's name was on the planet that we got into it on.
All right. He says, I actually have some interests in amateur and pro shock boxing. And we haven't stabled a fighter in a few years. So I would love to get back into it, especially since we are 90 days away from the opening of the Helios Cup. Now, the Helios Cup is a championship match for bragging rights between Kit Kerr and Solar Minor and Cersei. It's basically the shockboxing champion of the star system between the two planets.
So it's not like, it's professional, but not really professional.
It's professional. It's televised.
Oh, okay.
It's like the World Cup of shockboxing. They do it every 500 days.
I got the impression that it was something underground. Never mind.
No. It's all, He says the low level matches are, they're not televised. They're on the holovid, but they're not like all over the net. But these are the upper matches. They're going to be on Caliber Station. It's kind of a big deal. So he said, if you are willing, I am happy to put you to finance your stay in a training camp. I will get you a trainer. I will pay for everything at your camp. Food, housing, 7-day-a-week training. If your trainer says you've got a chance, and I trust you will, I'll get you a spot in the qualifier. Everything else up to that is up to you. I'm going to keep all of your winnings for the first 3 matches, because that's what it's going to cost me to recoup my investment in your training camp. And after that, we split the money.
It was 5 rounds?
You will need to win. Hold on. To compete to be the champion of Cersei, you're going to need to beat your 3 regional fighters.
Okay.
So it's kind of an elimination tournament. If you win your first 3 matches, you've paid for your camp. I've recouped my losses, and we split everything else after that. He goes, now I'm not going to hold you to my investment. If you don't win your first 3 matches, I'm going to eat that loss. You're not going to owe me anything. So I'm taking all the risk on the front end. And I'm not paying for your entry unless your trainer says he's confident you can win your first 3 matches.
That sounds fair.
After that, we're going to split the pot of your winnings, and you'll have to beat 2 more boxers to be the representative of Cersei. And then to be the grand champion of the system, you'll need to beat whoever wins the tournament on Kirkut. And they've got a 4-time champion who's held that title for some time. So I'm fairly certain who that's going to be.
Who was that?
A bounty hunter called Mariah Voidsailor.
Human?
Yes.
Or is there pretty mixed species mix on the contest, or is
Well,
anybody
it's
blind?
almost always Vrusks and humans. I mean, that's what we have here.
Okay.
You will get an odd non-human or Vrusk, but it's very rare. Shockboxing isn't popular everywhere. It's very popular in Solar Minor. So most of the people who are fans of the sport are Vrusk or human.
Okay. No, that sounds fair.
Okay.
I'm interested to see how far I can get.
And I'm interested in seeing how much money you can win me.
I assume there's a lot of side betting.
Yes, and we may have discussed this before, but just so we're both clear, you're not interested in taking a dive because we could probably make more money from you losing a fight than winning.
I have a bad experience with that.
Okay, I'm not going to push the issue. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, and I'm going to respect your decision. You're the one out there getting your brain shocked. All right, so he pretty much from you getting your stuff together from your where you've been staying in your apartment in on Calber Station.
Right.
He books you 2 first-class suites on the shuttle down to the station. So you get drinks and you land. He pilots the air car.
I'll definitely let the other two know where I'm going.
Right.
I'm assuming that Fish and Joe have already departed.
Yes, they have. So you are flown to the central continent, where you're actually from.
Oh, okay.
But you're way out in like the boonies up in the mountains where some crops are raised, but they're usually things like that grow really well in the mountains, like coffee and certain spices. So you're in like spice country. And it's this old spice plantation house that most of the land is still being cultivated with spices, but on a much smaller scale. So the house looks just remote. And when you land, you see the lights are on in the house. There's smoke coming out. Like there's people there. And he lands the air car. A robot comes out from the house, grabs your bags, and brings them in. And as you go in, the house is basically set up as a gym. Like there's weight training, there's aerobics, there's the sparring match. You see 2 anthropomorphic robots, one human and one Vrusk, and they have padding in all the places. They are robotic sparring partners.
Okay.
And you see someone you actually recognize.
Okay.
It's an older man who comes forward, and it's a 3-time Helio champion, a human male named Sven Oxenbow. Now, he hasn't fought on the professional circuit in like his last match was shortly after I think he competed right after the planet was resettled, and he did really poorly because he was kind of past his prime. But before the Second Sathar War, he had won 3 Helio championships. So
he kind of missed his shot because of the war.
Yeah. Well, he was on a nice roll, and then the war came, and he never regained his form. But again, he was already middle-aged by then for a boxer.
I'll try not to be too starstruck here.
So he goes, Ken, nice to see you, I guess. And he goes, Mr. Oxenbow, I'd like you to meet Harland Wells. Harlan's a good farm kid with a pretty strong hook. I've seen him in action. I think he'll do well. And he says, and he kind of looks you over. And he says, well, we're going to spend the next, 6 weeks finding out.
Let's definitely find out.
Okay. He shows you to his room, your room. He introduces you to the only other living being who's going to be staying here. It's his daughter, Helga. And Helga is actually a nutritionist and a chef, and she's going to be in charge of all of your meals. She asks if you have any allergies, if you have anything that you like or dislike. She's going to be making a special training diet just for the camp.
And that's something I've been kind of trying to portray too. I've been sticking pretty close to a training diet, even without training. That's why the character doesn't drink and stuff like that.
So she, sits you down, talks to you, has the whole conversation, and she says, "So you're pretty strict." She goes, "What are you looking to do? Are you looking to put on muscle? Are you looking to build up your endurance?"
I definitely need. I want to be able to take a little bit more of a hit.
Okay. With that in mind, she's going to start tailoring your diet, or so she says she is. And like the first week of training, you don't even get into the ring. Okay. It's nothing but physical endurance training where he's really testing your limits and seeing how far your body can be pushed. And, you sweat off a lot. I mean, you didn't have much useless fat on you because you've been on 2 very intensive outdoor adventures. So you're in pretty good shape. You're in better shape after the first week.
Trying to say I didn't get too fat on travel rations?
No, not at all. So he says, okay, now we're going to start. It's like week 2.
Mm-hmm.
You get one, and in every 7 days, you get 1 day off to just rest, recoup, read, whatever you want to do. But of course, you can't leave the camp area. And during that time, Helga says it's a cheat day, so she'll make 1 meal, anything you want, off the menu. And her dad says it's actually good to cheat because it tricks your body into and then it stimulates the next week of the diet better. So
I am slavishly following all the rules. I mean, this guy, the fact that I know him and I know his history, I'm definitely here to absorb as much as I can.
Okay, so the start of the second week, you spend the day in the ring with him.
Ooh.
And he's like, I want you to do, today we're going to work on your defense. So you're going to do nothing but try and block my hits.
Okay.
And by the end of the day, you are sore and exhausted. But so give me a roll on your unarmed combat.
22 out of, I think it's 63 now.
Okay, so he is actually very happy with your defensive skills. And he says, okay, good. We're going to move on to attacks tomorrow. And the next day comes and he says, you are going to do nothing but try and hit me, and I'm going to do nothing but try and defend.
Okay.
Okay, roll.
All right. 32 out of 63.
Okay, so that's half. It's either you're rolling really well or you're a better boxer than he thought.
I like I said, I'm up at 63 now. So
right, so that's pretty formidable. So he seems very satisfied. So
and keep in mind, I'm watching for the switch up.
Right. And again, this is no shock gloves. This is just, padded gloves at this point. And by the fourth day of this, he's like, I'm not getting in the ring with you. We're going to start the sparring bots. He says, I'm going to set their level. Their level's preset for it to be about as skilled as what you can expect in the first 3 rounds. If you can't beat these 2 robots, I'm not sending you to camp because you will not stand a chance against the fighters in the qualifier. Okay, so it's going to be your first actual match.
This is with gloves?
Yeah. It's going to be with gloves, full costume. You haven't seen Kew'Aken in like 2 weeks.
Okay.
But he shows up today. And he's got he brought pizza, and he brought like all of these items. Like he's going to spend the day here and have dinner. So he brought extra stuff, and he wants to observe. So he says we're gonna start on a human body type opponent, and we're gonna run this just like a combat.
All right.
And so I came up with some standard rules. It's a 5-minute match.
Okay.
It's scored. It usually goes to knockout or submission. And if it goes the full 5 minutes without a winner, 3 judges will score it.
Okay. And what is the, refresh my memory, what is the knockout? It's
anything that a 1, a 2, or any roll that hits that adds in a 0.
Okay.
That lands in a 0.
Okay.
So for you, it would be 1, 2, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60.
Okay.
And you've got the shock gloves on, so it's going to be whatever your punching score is plus 1d5. So we'll roll a 10 and add and divide it by 2. So it's kind of like low power shock gloves.
Okay, I thought shock gloves were usually 2d10, but these are
boxing. These are sport shock gloves.
Okay.
So they don't want anybody being electrocuted.
What's let me make sure I readjusted my punching score here. I
actually wrote it down. So what's your strength?
65.
That's a punching score of 4. But it's plus 1 for every level of unarmed combat.
So I didn't adjust it. It should be plus 7 then.
Okay. I'm glad I wrote it down. I figured it would come up. Okay, it's your first match against a human training bot.
Okay.
The human training bot enters the ring, and he will attack on 1d10 plus his IM. He will go on 13.
I will go on a 6.
Wow.
Yeah, I choked the first time.
Okay, so we're going to keep that. He'll go first. You'll go.
Yeah.
Let me get proper dice.
Will there be anything like defensive fighting or anything like that?
Oh, I roll a 10.
Yeah. So I make for a knockout, I check against my current stamina?
I think that, hold on. Let's look up the knockout rules. These are going to come up. Knockouts.
No, you just go out.
Yeah, so you go down.
I figured it would work like a doze grenade.
No, you don't. Yeah, you just go down. So the robot comes in way faster, hits you, lays you out. They bring you back up with smelling salts, put you in the corner, give you something to drink, and they say, okay, what went wrong?
I'm not used to fighting robots.
He goes, you're not aggressive enough. You've got to get in there.
All right.
So let's start. Let's take it from the top. And the robot did. So you've taken 5 points of damage.
Okay.
Okay, the robot will go on 13.
This time I'm at 15.
Okay, so you will go first.
I went from 1 to 10. Oh, I missed.
And so did the bot.
All right, I'll come back. 20. Oh, I'm sorry, no, 2. I'm looking at the wrong way.
It doesn't matter, 20 or 2. You register a knockout on the bot.
Do I need to check the damage?
No, it's because it ends. The bot shuts down.
Oh, okay.
Like you score a hit in a critical spot that simulates what would happen if a human had been hit, and your trainer is like, okay, 2 more like that and we can stop.
With the same bot?
Yeah, they reactivate the bot and he says, we got to make sure it's not a fluke before we switch it up to Frusk.
All right.
Okay.
Initiative
The bot will go on a 10. Actually, a 9.
13.
Okay, you go first.
I missed.
The bot hits, but it is not a fatal blow. It does 6 points of damage.
Okay. Normal hit on the second round. You said a D5?
Yeah.
That'll be 4 and 7, 13. Or 4 and 7, 11.
Okay. So you hit for 11.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he will miss.
All right. Come back. No, I missed. Wow.
He will hit. It is not a critical hit. So, sorry, 7 points.
Yep. Come back. That is, Jesus. This is definitely a high roll game. No, I missed.
0-6, not a knockout, but a hit, and he does only 4 points of damage this time.
Okay. There we go. 46. That will be 10.
Okay, you've done 23 points of damage to the bot. And the bot will hit, doing 4 points of damage.
Okay. 11, that'll hit. Doing 11 points of damage.
Okay. 100. The bot critically fails an attack and he steps past you, which opens him up to 2 attacks from you.
Okay.
I'm going to treat any critical fumble as losing your turn.
Okay. That'll be a hit, normal hit. That'll be 8 points. And the second attack will be just barely hits with 8 points again.
Okay, the robot starts to stagger because it's meant to simulate, a human opponent.
Mm-hmm.
And your trainer is like, good, take advantage of the opportunity. He's like, stay focused. The bot comes in, hits 4 points.
Okay. 12, that'll hit. That is 8.
Okay, the bot is not down. 12 hits again 5 points.
Okay. This is a drag. Nope, I missed.
Bot misses.
29 will hit.
That'll do it.
Yeah, it's 9.
Okay, bot goes down.
Ugh.
So your trainer calls you over to the corner and examines you. How many stamina points do you have left?
26
26.
out of 60.
He like slaps you. He looks in your eyes. He goes, "How are you? Can you keep going?"
Yeah, let's keep going.
All right. He goes, "One more, and you're done for the day."
Let's do it.
Okay.
Initiative again.
He activates the bot. The bot will go on 7.
11.
Crappy roll for the bot.
11.
Okay, you go first. Anything with a 0 and we're done.
I know. I keep missing it, though. That'll hit, though. That's another 8.
Okay, good start.
Doing a lot of minimal damage.
Ooh, 8 points. That's as much as the bot can do.
Okay. Looking back at him at... There we go. Finally, 60.
Bot goes down. He says, "All right, good." He goes, "If you could do that against the Vrusk bot, I'm going to clear you. You seem like you've got a fighting chance." So you kind of have a mini celebration.
I'll make sure my teeth are all still in there.
Yeah. They do first aid. They get you back up to full. You kind of have a light rest of the training day. The nice meal. You're given a day off to recover from the match. So it's later in the week where you go up against the Vrusk bot.
So I'm assuming Ken enjoyed his pizza.
Yeah. And he invites everybody else to partake.
It's not my cheat day.
Your trainer says, "Well, you fought today, so extra calories are fine. You need to heal."
And then I will enjoy the pizza.
Okay. So a couple days later, you get to know them a little bit. Sven asks, why'd you ever want to be a shock boxer in the first place?
There was a guy in school that one of my coaches that thought I had an aptitude. Showed me what I could get out of it.
You still around?
I haven't seen him in years.
All right. Ken says, "Hey, if it'll motivate you, give me his name. I'll track him down. If you get to the finals, I'll make sure he's there."
Yeah, I'll give him a name, but I'll have to make it up.
That's fine. Okay, so we're going to run a combat. This is a few days later against a Vrusk bottle. And he tells you that, they're going to be lower to the ground. You got to watch for the uppercuts. He goes, they're going to move a lot. It's a lot, he basically goes over the fundamentals between shock boxing versus a human opponent and a Vrusk opponent.
I won't be knocking him on his back heel.
He goes, but they'll go down if you deliver the hit you need to. So he says, if you put it away cleanly, I'm going to accept that you can do it. If you lose the first match, you're going to have to win 2 more. Oh, boy. The bot rushes in on 16.
He beat me.
What?
He beat me. I think I got 11.
And the bot rolls a 9.
Woo, that was close.
I know. Oh, I saw the 00. I'm like, uh-oh. And he does... 7 points.
Okay. Come back here. $41's a hit. That'll be 12.
Okay, good hit. Bot misses.
All right.
Almost a fumble.
Ooh, 19. That'll hit. No, that other one was an 11, not a 12.
Okay, 11.
That'll be a 10.
Okay. Again, the bot misses. Almost a fumble.
I managed to stay back and keep out of its shorter reach. 13. And that is 9.
Okay. This time the bot will not miss. 7 points.
Okay. Oh, 1.
Bot goes down. And he says, all right, I'm going to put you forward. He goes, we'll brush up. We'll get your skill level up. We'll get you in the best shape you can. But we're going to ease back to make sure that you're rested. When you go to the finals, it's going to be a hard day. I'm allowed to do a little bit of first aid, but nothing. It's more of an endurance day. So you're going to have to fight the 3. If you win, you're going to have to win all 3 matches in one day.
And we've still got, what, 4 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
So the next 4 weeks, there's a big montage of you training and hiking and running. What?
Am I in a shed somewhere in the middle of the Russian?
No, you're in Spice Country, so it's
okay.
It's nice and warm up in the mountains. You know,
I'm not punching slabs of meat.
No. And you find out actually from Helga that if you win your first 3 matches, there's the debt to Kew'Aken is paid too.
Ooh, pressure.
She said that my dad didn't want me to tell you, but this is all because of me. Wow. She said I had a dream of opening a restaurant, and I couldn't get a loan. So I went to the Zenk, I got my loan, I opened my restaurant, and it failed. And I ended up owing the Zenk a lot of money, and I couldn't pay it. So my father stepped in, and he offered to fight a few exhibition matches for them. And they said that, he had a name, but he was over, he was way past his prime. They didn't want him embarrassing themselves. So they offered him a job as a trainer. So he says, she's like, if you do this, you're really going to help us out.
I'll do everything I can. How much do you owe him? So
the amount's not important. If you get past if you get to the semifinals, they're going to wipe it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll definitely double down and train that much harder.
Okay. So we come to the you actually fly out. They pick you up the day before, and they fly you to the Cornucopia Arena in the capital city of Kew'Aken. You are there the day before, and it's media day. And you've been given a brand new uniform that you helped design. So whatever color scheme or pattern you want, it's kind of like a wrestling, it's like the top and the shorts.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody gets gloves that day that have been inspected by the association. So you're not allowed to bring your own shot gloves. They don't want to. There have been a lot of weighted shot gloves and high voltage shot gloves, that sort of thing.
Right.
So you see the other boxers, and it's an all-day elimination. So they're fighting, you're fighting, and then the winners of the first matches dwindles until there's one winner at the end of the day.
So by my second and third match, they're going to be pretty beat up too.
Yeah, they'll be a little beat up too.
Huh.
But of course, everybody gets 1d10 point. Everybody gets 10 stamina points back between matches.
Okay.
Because you're allowed to have first aid. So
now the question is on media day, does anybody know who I am?
No,
you give enough of a deep cut at this point. They're probably not even paying any attention.
All the reporters you're actually told the scripted questions.
Oh, okay.
And it's, farm boy, militia, that you've, what was your job up at the station? Were you a bouncer?
I think so.
I think you were the bouncer at the crappy escape room.
That's what it was.
Right. That, you did your militia service, you're a local boy, you were a farmer, a high school champion.
And this is still my home continent, right?
This is the capital. You're representing your hometown.
Okay.
So it's basically people from all over Cersei. Actually, you're the continent, the town that you're from, the province you're from is on the major continent. So the biggest city near to where you are is the capital.
Okay. So
this is to decide who wins for this major continent on Cersei. And if you win this, you will fight 2 other matches from other people, but from other continent areas.
Okay.
So you're going for the Eastern Regional. And after media day, you go out for a big dinner with Ken, your trainer, Helga, Sven and Helga. You watch what you eat. Your nutritionist and trainer watch what you eat.
Mm-hmm.
And, you all go to sleep early.
Oh, yeah.
And your first match is not early in the morning, but it's like 10 a.m. A couple of hours after breakfast. There are probably 2,000 people in the arena at this point, so a lot of empty seats, but you've never fought in front of 2,000 people before, so this is the biggest crowd you've ever fought in.
Yeah,
and you have drawn Savis Hat, a Rusk male. You heard some of his interviews during media day. He's actually a Rusk farmer for a small agro cooperative, and he's going to be using his winnings to help the community buy a new compost generator.
Okay.
So, real big-hearted community, local boy story.
Motion.
And your match starts, and he looks you in the eye. He looks up at you and he nods. He's a big Rusk. He's a lot bigger than most Rusks you've seen.
So he's almost human height?
He's not human height, but he's bulky.
Okay.
Like you can see the molt is stretching to contain the muscle underneath. It's like if you could see a muscular insect, that's what he moves as. The match begins, and he will attack. Oh my God! On a 16.
You beat me.
Okay. He does 12 points of damage.
Jeez.
The max he could roll is what he did. So he comes rushing out and just hits you as hard as he can.
Just missed it. 05.
A total miss?
Huh? I'd rolled an odd 5.
Oh, okay. But a hit.
That is 11.
Okay.
I saw the tens dice come down as a 0, and I was like, oh.
He misses.
Ooh. So do I.
He hits. Glancing blow, 7 points.
Okay. I'm back with 44. That'll hit. And for 10 points.
He hits. Savage blow for 9 points.
$16 to hit for 8 points. Make sure I'm calculating that right. Yes.
He hits for 8 points.
$40.
He goes down. 4-0.
Yep.
He goes down. And the crowd goes wild. The count out is like 1, 2, 3, done. It's like no 10 count.
It's wrestling count.
Right. There's cheers, and you're quickly hustled backstage so they could do first aid on you and let you rest as long as you can before the next match.
You said I get 10 points back?
You get 10 points back. What does that leave you to?
40.
40. You know what? Just because I don't want to mess with my math, we're going to say that you're back to full between matches because I didn't account for every opponent also being wounded.
Okay.
Okay, so it is midday. It's probably like 3 p.m. And your next opponent is a human male named Raymond Young. And Kew'Aken says, he kind of like whispers to you. He says, I can make this easy for you with a phone call.
I want to see what I could do.
You sure? You got another match after this.
I'm sure.
Okay. They ring the bell. He's like, good luck. And Raymond comes out slow, and he will attack on 7. Roll a 1.
I rolled 7, so I've got a 12.
Okay, you go first.
38's a hit. That is max damage of 12.
Good. He will hit. Doing 11. And this guy is a professional shock boxer. This is what he does for a living.
Okay. 58, so I hit barely. Max damage again.
Oof. Good hits. He hits, but a scant blow for 8.
Okay. Come back. No, that's cocked. 100.
You rolled a 100. Oh boy.
Yep.
So you fumble and he hits once, misses once. 9 points.
Okay.
He does not take advantage. He does not take. You recover quickly.
All right.
Oh man, you saw that 0. You were probably so happy.
Well, I rolled, and from the cocked die, it was 100, and so I picked up the die to re-roll it because it was cocked. Still came out 100. 6.
Okay.
Max damage.
Wow, 36 and 3 hits.
I'd say I do at least hit hard.
9 points.
Okay. Come back. 99. So it's 100.
Misses.
So 100 is,
and misses twice.
Ooh.
I rolled a 70 and a 70 and a 77.
What is the fumble range?
95 to 100.
Okay. That was lucky. 37 will hit. Not max this time, minimum, so 8 points.
He misses.
He's getting tired. We're getting tired.
Yeah, he's getting tired.
10.
He goes down. Boom. They do the 3 count, and that's that. They bring you back. They give you first aid. Ken's like, well, you proved it to yourself, but you know that fight took way too long.
There was a couple of moments there. It could have easily ended.
And, Sven kind of like reams you out when you get back, and he goes, what was that out there? You have to watch your feet. You're forgetting half the stuff I taught you. You won your first match, and now you're getting sloppy.
I didn't mean it. I got into the rhythm of fighting DeBrusque.
All right. He says, well, we'll know who you're fighting soon. And oh no, actually that guy was not a professional boxer. He was a professional bouncer.
Oh.
I misread my note.
Mr. T.
Okay, so the final fight of the evening will be between you and a male Vrusk named Zatalat. Zatalat is a semi-professional boxer. And he is also the stuntman for one of the biggest Vrusk action stars in Solar Minor.
So don't mess him up too much if I win.
No, he's kind of like the guy that does the fight scenes, and then he looks close enough.
Yeah, but he's got to go back to his job.
Right. Well, right now his job is winning the Helios Cup.
Right.
This takes place at 8 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
This is televised. The second match was probably about 20,000 people in the stands.
That was my problem then.
And this match, the stands are 80% full. So there's about 60,000 people watching in the stands.
All right, I'll do everything I can to pay no attention to the crowd.
And your trainer says, "Look, the size of the crowd doesn't matter. The size of the ring hasn't changed." He goes, "The only space you need to be worried about is in this circle."
You're right.
He says, "You could do this." And Helga looks over at you, leans over, kisses you on the forehead. She goes, "You could do this. I believe in you." And Ken is like, I lose money if you lose this match.
What are the odds on me?
That's your pep talk.
All right.
Okay, so the match begins. The Vrusk, he comes out fast, and he will go on 16.
He beats me.
Okay.
I rolled minimum.
A savage hit for max damage. 12 points.
All right. I missed.
He misses.
All right. 42 will be a hit for 9 points.
He misses with an 82.
$32 will hit. Max damage for 12.
$12 on max damage as well. He is a formidable fighter.
Mm-hmm. Do I think he's better than me?
Not yet. He hasn't won.
21 will hit. Stay flat. That's a 9.
He will hit. 10 points.
Mm-hmm. 30.
He goes down. The crowd goes wild. There's a bunch of in-ring interviews.
I'll do my best not to babble. Or let my trainer answer.
Actually, your trainer comes over and they were like, this shocking upset, but we shouldn't have been, perhaps we shouldn't have all been surprised, to come from such a prestigious trainer. And they're like, is this going to be your new career? Are you going to be training? Are you going to be training boxers full time? And he's like, I have no comment. I have no real solid plans. He's just a really good kid, and we connected, yada yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear a Vrusk reporter ask Helga if the two of you are dating, and she says, not at this time. And you notice when the reporters come in, Kew'Aken is nowhere near any of you guys.
Good.
So you come backstage, and he's there with champagne. And he says, all right. He goes, end of the week, we're flying up to Calber Station for the Cersei finals.
These guys are good.
Oh, he goes, this was the qualifier. He goes, the next fighters will be tougher.
Oh, so you said something earlier about the training regimen for endurance. That's not like a temporary bonus to stamina or anything, is it? It's not a big deal if it's not. I thought.
No, we'll look it up. There is a skill of endurance that you can add 7 points to your strength and stamina. You split it like 5 and 3.
Right.
And if you want to add that, according to the Zeb's guide, you should have got it when you took, like, I think, Scout.
Oh, you mean athletics?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't get it.
All right, so we're going to say that was part of your that activated during your training camp.
You said it split 7 and 3.
You get 7 points. You can split it between strength and stamina any way you want.
Oh, okay.
You could put all 7 to 1. You could put, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna dump it all into stamina. I put my racial bonus into strength, so
No problem. Okay. Several days later, you are up on Calber Station in, one of the big sports stadium pavilions. This stadium can easily hold 100,000. And for this level, you get people from the 2 neighboring star systems flying in to watch this match. There is a lot of betting. So you're told, Kew'Aken says, okay, if you win the first round, you're walking away with 5,000 credits.
my split or both of us?
Oh, that's what you're walking away with. I am also walking away with 5,000 credits. I am an honest man, and we agreed 50-50.
Mhm.
If you should win the second round, that will be 7,500.
Okay.
Now, if you're willing to take the dive, I can get you I can give you twice that.
I got to see how far this will go.
All right, I had to ask. I'm a businessman. I respect your integrity. It is not something I share, but I do respect it.
This is a once in a lifetime thing for me, potentially.
Not if you're gonna be defending a title next year. It's not.
Oh well, then yes.
Okay, so
I got to know how far I can go.
All right, so it turns out your next opponent is a Vrusk female called Darza Cass. And during media day, in her interviews, she is the head of security for the Bizdil Zadapur. It's a trading house of exotic wines.
They're not like rivals to the trading house that we got mixed up in, is it?
No, it's an
agricultural
trading house.
What we got mixed up with was lawyers.
Right. This is kind of like, Bacardi. or she's the head of security for Glenlivet's or Jack Daniels. She's a large, spirits head of security.
Okay. She's not drunk, is she?
No. She's got scars on her carapace. From her body language, you can tell she is a joyless, no nonsense warrior. And this is her 4th time in the qualifier. She has never advanced.
She really wants a piece of Moira then.
Okay. She gets a bad start. She comes in on 9.
11.
You'll go first. Your trainer said you need to take her out fast. If it goes long, this is going to be all in her favor.
50.
Oh, my God. She takes that one bad step. You come rushing in, hit her. She goes down. When she gets up, she goes to her. Even with her trainers, she kind of stumbles over to her corner. It's almost as if she can't believe the match is over.
Mm-hmm.
And they see you explaining it to her, and she just appears utterly just defeated. And she comes over and she, graciously nods to you.
Lucky hit. It was a lucky hit.
She says, "Between warriors, there is no luck. You are the better fighter, and I have brought shame upon my house." She says, "Well fought. I ask for one favor. Win the tournament. It will make my defeat less shameful if I am defeated by the champion.
I'm going to do everything I can.
She says, "You fight well, young one. You have a long you'll have a long you'll have many, many battles ahead of you."
You'll be back next year.
I will be back next year. And
May not have been the right thing to say.
she goes, she says, I hope we square off again against one another one day. And she leaves, but she is just angry and crushed.
Hey, she's a good sport about it.
And the crowd is not happy with the quick knockout.
I'm not much of a showman.
Okay, at this point, you go backstage, and he says, "Do you know how the odds just shifted?" He goes, "You're going to say no, but I'm going to tell you." And he pulls out a cast, and he says, "If you throw the fight, I can get you 20,000 credits."
I know. But I got to see if I can do it. I got to know.
All right. You're killing me, Wells. You're killing me. But you didn't take a hit, and you're in the final. We just have to wait and see who that is. Okay. About 2 hours later, the next match goes on, and the winner is a Vrusk male, Gistakey. Gistakey is a commander in the special weapons law enforcement team at the main spaceport.
I gotta find a SWAT guy. I guess it could be worse. It could be SEAL Team 6.
So yeah, he's like a commander of a SWAT team. In the one of the two main spaceports. Actually, he's from Avena Savita, that black market scum and villainy city.
Oh yeah,
that's where he's a SWAT commander in that city.
so it's the SWAT commander over Crime Alley.
Yeah. But because of your stunning knockout, in the opening exchange, the odds are almost even. And oh boy, he comes out fast.
I do not.
Okay, hold on. His math's a little wrong. Nope. He comes out on 16.
Nope. He beats me.
Okay, 35. Oh boy, max damage. Ooh boy. 13 points of damage.
All right. I'm going to be glad of those extra points.
Remember, you're back to full from the last match.
Yeah. No, I missed.
He misses.
All right. I missed.
He hits. 9 points.
Okay. 38 will hit for minimum damage 8.
He hits again. 10 points.
Hit for 8 points again. Let's switch that die.
He hits for 10.
It's not looking
This cannot be going good for you.
No, it's not looking good. 60. Jesus.
6-0?
6-0 hits.
He goes down. It's a 0. It ends in a 0.
I had 25 points left.
And you'd only done 16.
Yeah, I think I hit what, once?
Twice. Two times of 8.
Oh, that's right.
Stunning defeat. He goes down 100, 80,000 people in the stands go crazy. It's broadcast system wide. It's been picked up in the affiliates, the neighboring star systems. And you are enjoying your 15 minutes of fame as in your very first Helios tournament, from your little backwater all the way to representing Cersei in the final.
Yeah, I can't keep squeaking by like that.
Especially not against the next one.
Oh, so there's one more.
This is to win the entire tournament. This is the person who kicked everybody's ass on Kitker.
Right.
On a Kirkut. Okay, and it is again for the 5th year in a row, Mariah Void Sailor, the bounty hunter who hunts down pirates most of the year and does shock boxing whenever there's a tournament or a large cash purse. Okay, so a week goes by. You're all flown to the city of Argus, which is the capital of Kirkut.
Mm-hmm.
So it's your first time on Kirkut, and it's a beautiful, very technologically advanced city. It's like a showcase. But as you fly over, you see a lot of rolling prairies and black sand beaches. You fly over some active volcanoes. So
this is the wealthier of the two planets in this system.
This is the wealthier planet. This is where SynthCorp had their corporate headquarters.
Okay.
This is not an agricultural planet. This is an industrial planet.
Right.
They have a lot of research labs here and offices and factories.
I wasn't sure that I remembered from the write-up.
Okay, so Media Day comes along, and they show Mariah Void Sailor, and she is just a muscular, hulking woman. She's probably about 60.
Ooh.
But again, 60 in Star Frontier, she's still middle-aged. And just
I meant she had a lot of experience.
Yes, she's got a lot of experience. And they're billing this as the battle between the Ice Queen and the Usurper Prince.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to defer most of my public appearances.
And she's the Ice Queen because Kirkut has, like, out of its 24-month year, 12 of those are winter.
Yeah.
It has an elliptical orbit, so it's cold for most of its year.
So spring and summer and fall are very short.
Summer is extremely short. Summer is 3 months. And so it's like 4. Anyway, I got it worked out. They have short, violent summers. They have short, violent fallals and springs, and very hot, very short summers, and then long winters. So Media Day is actually 2 days. It's 1 day of interviews, 1 day where you just tour the city, and film crews follow you. So they follow you around, and they you pick a restaurant, and there's a celebrity chef who's basically it's like you go to a museum, and it's almost like the tourism department. You a day out, they film you, and their marketing person says it would be a much better story if we had the daughter of your trainer with you throughout the day. There have been a lot of rumors that the two of you are an item, and it's really plays up to the public
I'm gonna run that past Sven.
He says, she's a grown woman. Don't ask me. I appreciate you asking me, but you
And
should
then I'll
really
ask
ask
her.
her. It's fine with me if that's what she wants to do.
And then I'll definitely ask her.
And she says, well, I picked up a dress for media day. I might as well wear it again.
Well, let's do it then.
Okay.
I will. You've probably been here with your father before, so you'll have to guide me around.
Okay, so basically the press plays it up that you're a couple, and
Okay.
you do the tour day, and they film you in your broadcast, and thank God that she's a little charismatic because you're like
Out of my league.
what?
Yeah, completely out of
You're
my league.
like I have no idea that this was part of the job. Okay, so it is that goes by. She has a wonderful time. She thanks you for inviting her out. You guys basically had the VIP treatment tour of the Capitol.
Hmm. I'm just
Uh,
happy that they're out of debt.
okay, yes, and if you win, uh, your purse will be 10,000 credits.
Oh wait, I didn't write down the money from the other two. You said it was 5,000 and 7,500. Okay.
Okay, so um, at this point, you meet with Kew'Aken. He goes, "I'm not even going to ask."
I hate to keep saying no, but I gotta know.
No, he goes, "Maybe you've got what it takes."
I won't.
Void Sailor's a beast, but maybe you've got what it takes. You've got really lucky in a couple of these matches.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's better to be lucky than smart. Smart would have been taking the dive, not getting your head bashed in and walking away with more money. But, you're a fighter. I'm a businessman. So.
It's not the first time I've had my head bashed in.
Okay, so it's about an hour before.
Mm-hmm.
And Sven comes in like frantic. And he says, this data pad was left in my room. And it's basically Helga tied up in like a dark room with two masked guys with gyrojet pistols.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, he goes, either your boy goes down or you'll never see her again.
And Kew'Aken's not here anymore?
Kew'Aken is here.
I'm just going to go look over at him.
At this point, Kew'Aken is angry. He says, the word is out that we're backing you. So whatever gang did this, that is an insult to the Zenk. He says, he goes, Sven, I can't guarantee I can get her back, but I'm going to put my best people on it. Just say the word. But, he says, this is between the two of you. I'll leave the decision to the army. I have people I trust with contacts here. I'm fairly confident we can find her. Getting her back unharmed is another matter. But I am willing to make that call and set that in motion because this is an insult to my entire organization.
I'm going to look over at Sven.
This is some Bush League bullshit that, we need to make an example of someone.
I'll look over at him. I don't know what to do. If you want him to go after her, I'll take the debt. You don't have to.
He says she would tell me he goes, she's very fond of you, Harlan. and it means a lot for you to win to her.
But what about the risk?
And he goes to Ken. He goes, Ken, you've been talking odds for weeks. What are the odds you can get her back? And he says 6 to 10. He goes 6 to 10 without a scratch. 8 to 10 you get her back, but it'll be messy. He goes, so there's a 2 and 10 that we won't get her back if we do this. And he says, yes. And he says, and keep in mind, I'm sending people after these guys either way. It's just before or after is the choice. And he looks at you and he says, can you promise me to fight the best fight you've ever fought in your life?
Yes, that's what I'm here for.
He goes, get my daughter back and you go win.
Okay.
And at that point, he goes, you missed your cue. You're holding us up. Like the camera crew's there.
I'll look over at Kew'Aken and say,
Kew'Aken's on the phone and he's talking in Brusk very fast. And he's not on his regular phone. He's on a phone you've never seen.
Not going to get twisted in that at all.
Okay, so you go out there and it's the first time you're actually meeting her face to face.
Uh-huh.
And she looks at you, and she looks you up and down, and she goes, I got grandkids your age, Sonny.
You know what? I've got a grandmother your age.
She smiles and says, good luck, kid, but you're going to earn this one.
That's all I want.
Man, she's deadly. She's designed to be almost unbeatable. I don't even want to tell you what she needs, but here we go. Luckily, she's slower than most of the other boxers you've fought. So she only comes forward on a 9.
10.
So
Barely.
You'll get the first blow.
Barely. 54. For 9.
$14.
Damage?
Yeah, she hits you for 14.
Okay. $100.
She hits you twice.
Mm-hmm.
For a total of 23 points.
Ow. I missed.
$14 points.
This is not going to go well. 14 for max damage, 12. She's got me.
She fumbles with a 95.
First hit, 2.
Oh, she takes one bad step. You kind of step to her side, hit her. She staggers, and she's unconscious, standing up in a fighting stance.
She probably hit me.
And the ref comes, and he hits her gloves, and her hands just drop. And she's standing, staggering unconscious, and he starts to count. And when he gets to 3, she falls to her knees.
I had 16 hit points left.
Yeah. She has martial arts 5. She had a 90% chance to hit, and she rolled a 90. She has a 90% chance to hit. I rolled a 95, and she fumbled.
Yeah, I can't believe
Her punching score is 10 before the shot glove.
before the shot glove. Oh, cool.
So she was doing 11 to 15 points of damage per hit.
Yeah, no, Jesus. Like I said, I had 16 stamina left.
Right.
One more round, and she probably would have had me.
So what I was going to do is I was going to have two other players be the team that tries to rescue her, and leave it up to them whether she makes it out unharmed, dead. Because I have two other players who have characters on this planet, and I was going to have them be hired by the Zenk to find, get the bounty on her.
So we don't know. We won't know if they did it.
But I don't know if I want to do that because the suspense is like, So after this, like the media is swarming you, and
I'll try not to do
your
it.
trainer doesn't come out, so you're there on your own, and you're answering questions, and you're almost like in a blur. I mean, you're pretty beat up because she literally beat you to within an inch of your life.
Right. Yeah.
And when she comes to, she looks over at you and she says, "You truly are the usurper prince."
I don't know about that.
She says, "Well, you're the champion and I'm not, so."
I'm surprised my jaw's still attached.
She says, she goes, "I made a rookie mistake, and at my age, that's just embarrassing. But I'd rather fall to a young lion coming up, so congratulations, kid."
Thanks. I don't know what to say.
So you'll come hunt pirates with me one day. It's what I do most of the year.
I will definitely.
Any man that could put me down is a man I want fighting at my side.
I've got a job for the next year, or no, not year. How long was it?
Like 14 months.
Yeah.
But a month's already gone. 2 months have gone by with you fighting. You were in a 3-month training camp, so you take her information.
Yeah, I definitely want to keep that in mind.
And then from like your backstage area, you see Kew'Aken like stick his head out. And he holds all 5 fingers up and nods and waves you into the dressing room.
Okay, I'll start heading that direction as soon as they'll let me.
So when you get to the dressing room, there are 2 humans and 2 other Vrusk that you don't know, dressed in really nice suits. And they say they've already packed up all your stuff. And they're like, "We've got an air car waiting on the roof. We need to leave."
Okay, I'll bustle out as fast as I can. Do we know anything yet?
They have her. She's hurt. We don't know how bad yet. We're going to the scene. Her father's already on the way there. It says we've got a doctor with her now.
Okay. I'll go.
You get in, and it turns out that one of the people they stunned had a frag grenade set that, should they fall unconscious, it would go off. And she took some shrapnel damage.
Who the hell were these guys?
Kew'Aken looks at you and says, "Those aren't the kind of questions you need to ask. We're going to find out exactly who they are. One of them is still breathing, and he'll be talking before too long. So trust me, we'll get to the bottom of whoever decided to pull this stunt. But judging by how quickly we found them, I don't think they're anyone of consequence." So you get to the hospital. And she's there. She's like sitting up in a chair. She's not even laying down. They're going to release her pretty much right away. It's some minor injuries. Her dad's there. And he looks over and he looks at you. And he says, Jesus, kid. Well, at least you did your best.
Yeah, I did definitely try. I gave it my all.
And Ken says, he goes, the saying, you should see the other guy? And he says, and, Sven is like, what? He goes, you're looking at the new Helios champion. And he's like, what? He goes, you won?
It doesn't feel like it.
She gets up and says, maybe you need to sit down and need the medical attention more than I do at this point.
I'll just go sit on one of the benches.
Okay. Literally, you have like, 2 hairline fractures in your jaw and one in your clavicle. You got 2 broken ribs from the hits that she's been giving you.
So I'm probably talking more like this.
Right. But you are, in fact, the Helios Cup champion of Solar Minor for the next 500 days.
Is that their cycle? Is that their year?
500 days. Well, the year for both planets are different.
Right. I'm saying for
the Tournament Cup, it's every 500 days.
Okay.
All right, so that's what you did over your summer vacation. I honestly did not expect you to win that third match.
Especially after I rolled that fumble, I didn't think there was any way in hell that was going to happen.
Right, she had a 90 to hit. She was going to hit you every single
round,
and then she rolled a 95.
Well, I would have gotten a second hit. I wonder what it would have been. 14. So it would have been another hit if it hadn't been an odd 2. Jesus. I think that was almost every single one of the last 4 rounds was the only reason I won was because of the roll. The lucky roll.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to say you get wow, I think it's pouring here. You're going to get 4 experience points, which is the most you're allowed to give in a Star Frontiers adventure, I suppose. Okay. And you do get the 10,000 credit purse.
All right.
You make Kew'Aken a lot of money.
He decided to go ahead and bet on me.
Well, when you wouldn't take a dive. But remember, you're splitting the purse. So the actual purse is
5,000.
No, you get 10,000. He's getting 10,000 as well.
Oh, okay.
Like all the money you earned, he earned as well.
Right.
So he way made back his investment in the training camp. And you got Sven and Helga
out of
debt and free and clear. And
have a potential employer.
Yeah, and basically Sven says, listen, if you want to do this, if you want me in your corner to coach you for your title defense, I'd be honored to work with you again, kid. But if you want to hire somebody a little more professional and who's not a washed up has-been, I totally understand. You are the champion after all.
Nobody else got me here.
All right, then I'll see you in 400. I'll see you in 400 days.
Maybe my teeth will be fixed by then.
And like he gives you a hug, and he leaves. And then Helga says, "Well, personally, I hope I get to see you again before 400 days."
We're supposed to be staying on this planet, correct?
Yeah.
But we haven't gotten our housing yet.
Kew'Aken kind of says, we're working on it. We might be able to pull some strings and keep you on the station. As long as you're going to stay away from talking to certain people, I think that we can, He
I
says,
was
I think you keeping a low profile is out the window at this point, champ.
so maybe
So
it's
we
better
may
if
have to negotiate other arrangements. But there's supposed to be there's supposed to be housing for you here.
well then I probably should stay here. I have trouble sometimes keeping my mouth shut.
So thank you for joining us. If you liked what you saw, please hit like. If you're so inclined to subscribe, please hit subscribe. If you want to be part of the adventure, check out our Patreon channel. The link will be in the show notes. Thanks to our patrons, Jim Barrier, Fred Kalber, and Andrew Moore. Star Frontiers is alive and well with Frontier Explorer magazine. It's a free-to-download, pay-what-you-will fanzine filled with great articles by talented and enthusiastic Star Frontiers fans. If you want physical copies, you can get them through Drive-Thru RPG. Thank you for joining us, and everyone, please stay safe. Thanks for joining Citizens of Star Frontiers.